So today's video isn't going to be a vlog. I recently spent my 21st birthday weekend at Electric Picnic, which is a music festival, so I decided to make this video all about music festivals and camping on music festivals. So this was my first time properly camping before. I was at Electric Picnic in 2013, but it was only for a day, so we didn't camp or anything. So these are just some of the things that I found handy and some tips and tricks and do's and don'ts. So let's start off with everything that I brought with me. Okay, so the number one thing that you're gonna want to bring, especially if it's a festival in Ireland, is a rain jacket. And you want a good one that's going to just kind of let the rain fall off it instead of absorbing the rain, because then your clothes that you're wearing underneath are going to get soaked and then you're just not going to be very happy. So I got this rain jacket in Penny's a couple of years ago for like a school trip, and I still have it and it's still working great. It comes in a little bag, so it's handy to carry around, and it didn't cost too much. But obviously if you spend money on a rain jacket, it's going to be really good and really insulated and stuff, but this one has done the job for me, so it works. You're going to want to bring warm socks. I bought these hiking socks which were thick and warm, but unfortunately they weren't tall enough, so they didn't reach above my wellies, and then my wellies gave me were cutting my leg at the top, so I then had to switch to a longer pair of socks that I brought. So make sure you bring long socks because you're gonna want them for your wellies, or just bring socks that are longer or taller than your wellies. I also brought fluffy socks with me because at night time it can get quite cold, so it's good to just throw in a pair of fluffy socks while you're sleeping or while you're sitting in the tent. So as well as fluffy socks to keep you warm, you're going to want to bring warm pyjamas for night time, because it can get quite cold. The temperature can drop at night, especially somewhere like Ireland, and you do not want to be freezing when you're going to sleep, because that's just not very fun. On top of the outfits that I brought for the 3 days, I also brought 2 jumpers with me so that I could throw on at night time underneath my rain jacket, and I also brought a pair of jeans as well, because it can get cold at night, and when you're drunk enough you just don't care what you look like, so you're like, I'd rather be warm than be stylish. Even though wearing jeans isn't that weird, but it's a festival, so I don't know. Camping is obviously camping gear. I shared a tent with 2 other people. We bought the tent, mats, sleeping bags in Aldi in like May, so that was a couple of months ago. They were just on sale in Aldi, and surprisingly, even though it was cheap enough, like relatively cheap, they were pretty good. The tent was really good. It didn't let any rain in, it didn't leak, it didn't blow away, and it was pretty easy to set up, and I had enough room for the 3 of us and our bags, so it was pretty good. Well done, Aldi. We bought a cheap torch for $1.50 in Deals, and it just hung on a hook that came with the tent. A little hook was just on the top of the tent, and you just put the torch on it and did the job. We didn't need to go buy any extravagant torch or any like headlamp, so that worked pretty well, because you don't need to spend loads for things that you're just going to use for one weekend. I mean, fair enough if you're going to use it again, but if it's just for the one weekend for the camping, you might as well just get cheap things and then just throw them out. When you're camping, you have to give up some everyday luxuries like a toilet and a hot shower. Luckily, Electric Picnic were really good. They had hundreds and hundreds of portaloos or porta toilets or whatever you want to call them, and they were kept relatively clean. Obviously it's still disgusting, like hundreds of people are using them, and yeah, it's not a real toilet, but they were kept clean. I was expecting a lot worse. They also provided showers, but it meant queuing for about 2 hours, 2+ hours in a line to get a shower, so it wasn't really worth it. So you just kind of have to be a little bit disgusting and compromise. So bringing some of these bodily items are kind of important. You don't want to be searching through your bag looking for your toothbrush or deodorant, so getting some of these cosmetic bags are kind of handy. Wipes are essential. If it's just for wiping off a bit of mud, or just taking your makeup off, or just kind of washing parts of your body, they are number one. They are so essential. I also bought these little packets of wipes that are made for kids, but they're really handy to just like put in your bag, just in case you get your hands dirty and you're not near the campsite, then they're easy to use. So like I said, the porta toilets were doable, but when it came to like night time or peak times that people were in the arena, they could run out of toilet paper. So I bought packets of Kleenex, and I brought toilet roll, but I actually didn't even use the toilet roll. I didn't need to because most of the time the Portaloos had it, but these little packs of Kleenex were handy to put in my bag and bring with me, especially for at night time when the big acts were on, so a lot of people were using the porta toilets. So they were handy. Now if you're a girl, Mother Nature doesn't care that you're having the time of your life at a festival. So just in case, bring tampons and pads, and even if you're not on your period or due your period, just bring a few in your bag just in case someone else around you is and needs them, you know, help out the fellow girls. So I brought Diloralite, or whatever, I can't pronounce that word, with me. They're used for when you're sick, I think, I don't know, to give your body back salt and vitamins that is lost, but they're also really good for hangovers. So I brought them with me. And I also brought Barocca as well, but unfortunately I didn't even use them because I kind of forgot. But they're still a good idea to bring with you, just so you don't have to suffer from the hangovers. And unfortunately I did suffer with some hangovers. So after drinking for hours and hours, there's nothing like the satisfaction of brushing your teeth and getting that coat of sugar off your teeth from all of the drinking. So a toothbrush can be your best friend. Just makes you feel a little bit less disgusting at a festival. So the toilets did have hand sanitizer, but they quickly ran out of it. So keeping a little bottle of hand sanitizer in your bag is a really good idea. Also bringing a little bottle of hand cream, because after using the hand sanitizer for 3 days, your hands are just so dry. So a little bottle of hand cream, it will make you feel a little bit better. Deodorant. It is the next best thing to a shower. You're going to want to make sure you bring enough deodorant for the weekend, but also check what the regulations are. The size for aerosols that we were allowed to bring was, I think, 250 milliliters. So I'm just bringing the little bottles of deodorants, they're handy enough. So I didn't bother spend my weekend queuing for the showers, but I did bring these mini shampoo and conditioners just in case. You never know. And it might be a little bit disgusting to say, but not washing my body didn't bother me too much. Not washing my hair bothered me the most. I hate having greasy hair, so I brought a bottle of dry shampoo with me. It might be disgusting to say, but I didn't mind not washing my body for 3 days. It was washing my hair that panicked me, but luckily God invented dry shampoo. My hair barely looked greasy, mainly due to the amount of glitter and hairspray and dry shampoo in it, so it actually wasn't too bad. And these are just another few things that I brought just in case. So you're going to need to bring something to carry all of these things in. I brought my school bag, and I also brought like a carry bag. I didn't bring the school bag into the arena with me, but it was still handy to keep things in, especially for the bus journey, or if I needed to just grab something quickly out of the tent. I just kind of left my essentials in the school bag. I bought this running bag in Tiger, and it was a lifesaver. It was so handy to just strap on and just keep all of my essentials in it, just like money, my phone and the GoPro. Mainly that was it. It was just so handy to have. So there's no electricity when you're camping. The horror, I know. And if anyone knows me, I am constantly plugged in. I have so many gadgets, I constantly have wires everywhere. But this weekend, all I really cared about was my phone and my GoPro. I didn't use my phone that much. I usually turned it off and then turned it on when we were in the arena, just in case we lost some friends and needed to contact them. But portable chargers were like gold during the weekend. I brought my solar charger with me, which I was only able to use on the Friday because that was the only day we got a little bit of sun. But it was handy enough when we were just sitting there at the camp. I could just leave it there, charge my phone. I brought 2 cheap chargers with me. They would give your phone one full charge, and I also brought 2 powerful chargers with me. I didn't even use up all of the power in all of the portable chargers because I wasn't really using my phone that much, so, but I did bring a lot though. But still, portable chargers are essential. But I did need to charge my GoPro once or twice because I was recording to make a video for it, and also I accidentally left the GoPro on, so it like wasted all the battery, so I charged that once or twice. So 3, the phone company, were one of the sponsors for Electric Picnic, and they had charger points around the arena where you could bring your phone or your portable charger to get charged for free. I found this really good on Tree's behalf. Well done, Tree. You could just leave your phone in to get charged, go watch an act for an hour or two, come back, and that was it. I brought my iPod, my iPhone, GoPro, and selfie stick for the GoPro. I didn't even use my iPod or the selfie stick, so I probably will just leave them at home next time. I wasn't sure if there was going to be like plug stations, so I brought a plug for my charger just in case. I brought earphones and a cable that can charge iPhones 5 and upwards and iPhones 4 and downwards, and also an Android phone, so that was pretty handy. I'm asthmatic, so I also brought my inhaler. I usually kept that in my school bag or else in my little bum bag. Also brought my sunglasses and my normal glasses just in case. If a tent is the #1 important thing to bring to a festival, then alcohol is definitely the second. I know some people say you don't need alcohol to have fun, but they're just boring. I'm not a crazy drinker, I don't go out like every weekend, but at a festival, you have to drink. Come on, it's just what you do. I brought a 70cl of vodka, which I put into a plastic water bottle because you're not allowed to bring any glass into the festival. I bought a mini water dispenser, which was pretty cool. It was only like $1.50 or something. I didn't actually end up using it, but it's still really handy and it would have been good to use. I brought a beaker to drink my drink out of. I just found this in the back of a cupboard in my kitchen. It's kind of ugly, I mean it has a raccoon on it, but it's really handy because it had a handle, a lid that's screwed on, and a straw, so in case anyone kicked it over, I was pretty much safe. I also brought some cider to drink on the Sunday because I knew after 2 days I'd probably be sick of vodka. You could buy drink in the arena, and the price wasn't that bad. I was expecting a lot worse than what it was. I brought some plastic cups with me and also a water bottle because it's very important to stay hydrated after drinking all day, because it's important to keep drinking water after a 3-day binge. So I thought the food was going to be really expensive because sure, why not? It's the perfect opportunity to rip people off. But to my surprise, it was actually really good. They had so many options. They had vegetarian options, gluten-free. They had oily things if you wanted that. They had healthy things. It was really, really good. I had better food in the 3 days at that festival than I did in the 3 months in Chicago. So I'm ashamed to say that I brought all of this food with me and I only ate about 15% of it. I had packets of bars, packets of breakfast bars. I brought a lot. It's a lot more than what's in this frame, and I didn't even eat that much of it. And last of all, which is probably one of the most important things you have to bring, kind of outranks the tent and the alcohol, because if you forget these, then your mum or your dad has to drive miles and miles to the festival, and if it's not in the same country that you live in, then well, you're kind of screwed. And that is your tickets. You really don't want to forget these because, well, without them, you're not going to have a fun time. Make sure you bring a decent bag with you. You're most likely going to be trekking through mud if it's a festival in Ireland or England, let's face it. So a bag that you can just kind of throw on your back, even if it's like a gym bag or something like that, it's most ideal. At the time you're going to think, yeah, a bag with wheels, that's going to be really handy, but no. Not when you have to carry a tent, a sleeping bag, a school bag, and a bag of drink, and then no, this is not a fun time. You're just gonna want to throw a tantrum and go home. Believe me, I've seen a few people that were close to that. That's everything that I brought with me to Electric Picnic. If I had any do's or don'ts or tips, it would be don't overpack. You don't want to be carrying around a lot of stuff that you think you might need, but you know, you won't. You're not going to need it. Just bring the essentials. Bring enough alcohol. Make sure you bring a rain jacket. Make sure you dress for the weather. or at least just bring wellies. I mean, we were able to wear shorts and that kind of thing, but it's the wellies that are the most important. And finally, make sure you have a good tent. The pop-up tents might seem like a good idea. You've walked miles and miles carrying bags, trying to get to your campsite from the bus, and you finally get there and all you have to do is pop up your tent. But that night, you're really going to regret it, because there was a lot of people that their tents just leaked and everything got soaked. Whereas us that didn't have a pop-up tent, and it took maybe 5 minutes to set up our tent, we were dry. So it's kind of worth it. So get a good enough tent, but don't spend too much money on it, because we ended up leaving our tent there and so did many others. But Electric Picnic take all the tents that are left and they donate them to the refugees in Cali. So I found that really good, and it was like I kind of done my little part to help out. They also take the sleeping bags and they give them to the homeless here in Ireland. So that concludes this video. Just what I brought, a couple of do's and don'ts, things that I found handy considering this was my first festival. I made a couple of mistakes, so I'm hoping if you're going to a festival this video helps you a little bit. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and if you're going to a festival now or in the near future, I hope this video helps you out. Okay, bye!